1 then what now? Good. Good. 18 and cool. Alright, I won't make you write these again because we're going to divide all these by 1. So you just write them again, so I won't make you do that. But we also have to put all of these over what? 5. So go ahead and tell me what that would be. 1/5. Good. And so on. 6 over 5, 9 over 5, 12 over 5, and 36 over 5. And all of these should have a plus or minus with it. I'll just put it on the outside of a parentheses. That way you don't have to write it 100 times. Alright, so these are all the possible zeros. Again, you'll have to list these on the test. Not for ones like this. Like if you have a graphing calculator, you don't have to list them. But if you don't, you'll have to list them because you have to start plugging them in to see what's going to work. Okay? So if you don't have a graphing calculator, start plugging these in to see which one might give you 0. If you have a graphing calculator, go ahead and graph this. So type in y equals and hit this function. And then I'll borrow somebody's calculations to get them. And if you're graphing it, this is how it should look. Is everybody able to get that? Okay. So first of all, let's look back at this. How many answers are we going to have? 4. How many do we see here? 2. Okay. This one, it looks like it's on 2. How can I be sure? What do I go to? Second table. Good. And I look for x equals 2, and it is 0. So that's one of them. So on your blank sheet of paper, write x equals 2. That's one of them. Now, you don't have to find this one. You could just use synthetic substitution from here, but did y'all go ahead and find this one? Or no? Y'all want me to teach you how, or you just want to do synthetic? It looks like it's in between what 2 numbers? Oh, you found it? So it's in between 0 and -1. So to find it, you just hit second trace, go to 0, and then I would have to type in what number first? Yes, -1, enter, 0, enter, enter. And then it's -0.4, but what is that as a fraction? -2/5. What if I didn't know how to do that? How could I do that on my calculator? You just hit -0.4 and then hit math, fraction, enter. -2/5. So if you don't know, like, from decimals to fractions, no shame. You can just type it in. So that's 2 of our zeros. We need how many more? 2. So let's use this where we use synthetic. So I'm going to do this on this sheet of paper if you'll do it on your blank sheet of paper. Do y'all want to do synthetic with 2 or, what was it, -2/5? Yes, good choice. Alright, what are my coefficients that go up here? Good. So we don't skip any powers. That's why we don't need a 0 up there. Alright, what goes here? 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 And here? And 45. 45 times 2 minus 72 times 2. Very good. So now what do we do? Good. So 5x to what power? Third. Good. Alright, we factor this by grouping. And what do these first two have in common? X squared. What goes in the middle? Very good. And these have bigger. Yeah, 9. Good. 5x minus 2. Plus 2, excuse me. So can I erase this synthetic part? Has everybody got that down? Okay. So now when we set both of these equal to 0, the x squared plus 9 and the 5x minus 2 plus 2, I don't know why I keep saying that, this will be x equals what? And that's what we already found on the graph, but if you didn't, you could find it this way. This one, it'd be x squared equals negative 9, so x equals what? Which explains why it wasn't on the graph, because it's imaginary. So that's 1, 2, 3. Our other 0 was 2. That's 4. We're done. So that one wasn't too terrible. Any questions about that? Okay. 8. There's not many possible zeros. That's a good thing. The possible zeros will just be factors of 10, correct? So that's just going to be plus or minus what? 1 and... Yep. Plus or minus 1, 2, 5, and 10. So if you are doing it by hand, it's not going to be that bad because it's not that many numbers to plug in. But if you're doing it in your calculator, go ahead and plug it in and find some zeros. Let me know if you need some help on your calculator. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. Unless you want to plug in. Some good news, we might all be getting these calculators for the new school, so that's a good thing. There we go. I was like, that doesn't seem right. Okay. Here's what your graph should look like. Let me know if you saw something different. Did everybody's look like this? Okay, so tell me where it looks like it's crossing at. The 3 zeros. 5. Yes. And how do I check that I'm sure that it crosses there? Yes. And if you look, you can see that at 5 there's a 0. At -1 and -2 there's a 0. So that's 3 of them you already have. How many do we need? Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do this on the board. The zeros again were 5. What was the other 2? Okay. So we're going to use synthetic with one of these. I'll let you pick which one. -1? Okay. And I'll go ahead and write the coefficients. So 1, -2, -12, -12, -13, -10. Alright, let's start with Randy. What goes here?
1.
Tanya? Good. Trey? Perfect. All right, Caleb.
3.
Landon.
Let's say -1.
All right, Lauren. Isabel. Very good. Meredith. Abby. Good. And right here would be 10. All right. So, what do we notice right off the bat? How many terms are here? 5. So can we factor it? Nope. But I'm going to write down the answer down here. It was x to the what power? 4th minus 3x to the 3rd minus 9x squared minus 3x minus 10. So what you'll do with this one is synthetic again to shrink it down where we can factor it where it's 4 terms. And you can use either one of these numbers besides -1, not the one we used. So what number would you like, 5 or -2? Okay. So again, synthetic again, so we can shrink it down where we can factor it. My coefficients are going to be 1 from here, -3, -9, -3, -10. All right. So Kaylee, what goes here? Shania? Good. Carson?
-5.
Good. Alan? Good. Sarah? Jaden?
-2.
Jenna? Very good. Jana? Very good. Okay, so now we can write this as x to the what power? 3rd minus 5x squared plus x minus 5. And now we can factor it by grouping. So what do these have in common? And it'd be x minus 5 in the middle. These don't have anything in common, so I take out a what? Very good. Now this one, when we set equal to 0, we'll just get what? 5. And we already have that one. So we just care about x squared plus 1. If we set this equal to 0, it'd be x squared equals -1, so x is... Very good. So that's 2 answers, and we already had 3, so that's 5 in total. So that's done. You won't have any on your test where you have to do it twice. You might have a bonus hint where you have to do it twice. Any questions about that one? Alright, I want you to try 5 and 7 on your own.